Now, girls are barred from getting a high school education. Women have been almost completely removed from the professional sphere, and neither women nor girls are allowed to go just to enjoy a public park. These are just some of the draconian measures that have been imposed on women and girls in Afghanistan since the Taliban returned to power. My next guest refused to leave the country even when she had the chance, and she stayed on to fight for the rights of women and girls. Mahbouba Seraj, welcome, and thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
So tell us...
I'm really honoured to be here.
It is our honour. Thank you very much. And so tell me, since the Taliban takeover in your country, what is life like on a daily basis for women and girls, and how has it changed over the past 3 years?
Thank you very much for having me in your show. Life has been extremely difficult for the women and girls of this country since the Taliban takeover. It's been horrendous. Girls can't go to school, girls cannot walk around freely, girls cannot go to places they want to without a mahram, girls cannot travel alone without a mahram. I mean, going even to the doctors are difficult. They cannot go the way, you know, anybody and everybody that is a free person can and should be able to do that. They are not able to do all of that. So there's restrictions and restrictions and restrictions and restrictions all over.
Yeah, they seem to increase all the time. And you're there, you're fighting for their rights. And you have an interesting position because you argue that the international community should recognise the Taliban. So the counter-argument is that it would legitimise them and then there would be no leverage over them to get them to stop repressing women and girls. Can you explain why you think the world should engage now?
I'm one of those believers that I do believe instead of fighting, killing, destroying, you know, and all of that, let's sit down at the two sides of the table and let's talk. That is the only thing I've always wanted, and that is still something I still do. Because otherwise, you know, the choices that we have, we don't have very good choices. Just take a look at the Middle East the way it is. I mean, for God's sakes, a country like Oman. I mean, what did Oman have to do for a mosque for it to be, you know, people to die and a lot of people to be injured? Oman was not that type of a country. Oman does not want to get involved in these things. But the Middle East is like that. The Middle East has become like that. And that's what the world wants Middle East to be. And us, the people that we are from Middle East, we are not smart enough to see and know how to change this for our benefit and be able to live with the world. So that's why I still do believe we should sit down and talk. That is all.
Okay.
I'm not talking about anything else, really.
Well, you do talk to them. You know, we've seen videos of you very bravely talking to Taliban clerics and pleading with them to let girls go to school. Given what you know of them, do you think anything would get them to change their ways and see girls, you know, as human beings and let them live and let them be free and let them get an education and fulfill their potential?
Well, I'm really actually hoping for that, because, you know, otherwise, what's my choice? I really don't have any other choice, truly. Well, that's how we're supposed to do. And the way I look at the international community and the way we are being treated, I mean, just take a look at the Doha. The Doha meeting took place. We were not even there. For God's sakes, it's been 3 years I'm here in this country and I'm working directly with the women of Afghanistan. Whether anybody recognizes me officially or not, that's besides the point. But I am here, and I'm working.
You're talking about
and I'm raising my voice. Do you think anybody asked my opinion the whole time? Do you think once? No. So what is it? What kind of a game are we playing, for God's sakes? This is what I don't understand.
So you think if the Americans, the Europeans, everyone accepted the Taliban and talked to them, they might be able to get them to improve conditions for women and girls in Afghanistan?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
You think that if the Americans, the Europeans, the world, the Western world recognise the Taliban want that because they want funds to be unfrozen. You think that the world could persuade them to give women better lives?
No, but at least right now, with their recognition, if we do play our games right and know what we are doing in the world of diplomacy, maybe we can get something for the girls of Afghanistan before coming up with some kind of an agreement. That is the whole name of the game. There was a huge thing called the diplomacy of the world. International diplomacy was a big thing in the world, and that's how situations got settled. What happened to that? Nobody knows it anymore, or everybody decided not to have anything to do with it. That's one way for us to get together with the Taliban and make sure that the women of Afghanistan have some of those rights. When you want to give them recognition, get something back. And you can only do that if you sit at the table and talk. You cannot do that by destroying each other.
Tell me a bit. Tell me a bit about Afghanistan, because this isn't necessarily Afghan culture and Afghan history, is it? This has not always been a country that has this very extreme interpretation of Islam. It hasn't always been a country that oppresses and represses women and girls.
No.
Why has the country lost touch with its true roots, do you think?
Well, because that's exactly what the world wanted it. Look at who created the Taliban. I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, this is history. I'm not stupid, neither is anybody else. And these things are going to be written one day. I mean, the Taliban, who created the Taliban? Where were the Taliban all of this time? Where were they? In my neighboring country, in Pakistan, that's where they lived. And when I talked to one of the generals, the US generals here in Afghanistan at one point, and I said, sir, you're having the war on the wrong side of the border. The man was ready to kill me. I swear to you. So what?
And Pakistan, of course, has been deporting civilians, some of whom have lived in Pakistan for decades, sending them back into Afghanistan.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what they do. They've always done that. Pakistan is not a friend of Afghanistan, and I say that outright. I'm not, this is not something that's hidden, or it's not something that nobody knows. They are not a friend of ours. They really are not. They have never been, and they never will be. So, look at what they're doing to all of our people. For God's sakes. In every single place, in every single step, when the women and the people and the men, women, young, old, everybody from Afghanistan, they want to put a step forward somewhere, there's somebody or something huge stopping them, and under the name of this and that and God knows what else. Like, we have a right to live on this earth, or we are completely persona non grata from the earth also. What is it? I don't understand it. Well, this is not right. So that's what I'm raising my voice and saying, that the world should really hear this. It's enough for the world to play the game of the game of we are being dumb and we are being deaf and we are being stupid. No more. Nobody's dumb, nobody's deaf, nobody's stupid.
Mahbouba Seraj, thank you very much indeed. We wish you all the best with your work and with your struggle for women and girls in Afghanistan. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.